Hello everyone, this is the part 2 of our Laplace transform chapter. In this part we will study some of the Laplace transform basic functions, and after that we will get introduced to the inverse Laplace transform formula, which is similar to that of the Laplace transform formula. And after that we will solve some basic circuits using Laplace transform and inverse Laplace transform. So let's check the next slide. In this slide, we want to find the Laplace transform of a function called f of t equal to t. This is also known as the ramp function. So our formula for Laplace transform is f of t is equal to 0 to infinity. F of s is equal to 0 to infinity into e power minus st dt. We want to find the Laplace transform, so the output will be in the s domain. So here f of t is t, so put this value in it. F of s is equal to 0 to infinity t into e power minus st dt. So you can see that it is a complex integral in which we will use the double integral formula for solving this particular problem. So that formula, let me mention it here, is that if we have two functions, say x and y, and we want to solve its integral, so we will write the integrable part of this, the easily integrable part of this, and inside the integration. So it is like this, that let's say xy dt minus double integral of y d by dt of x dt. So this is how we will extend our equation. So let's write it as t integral of e power minus st dt minus double integral of e power minus st d by dt of t into dt. So this is a simple formula. You can check it in your FSC books or on net. So now let's solve these integrals. So this would be t e power minus st divided by minus s, and its limit would be from 0 to infinity as these limits says. So, and the next part is one integral would be remaining, and the other is e power minus st divided by minus s, and d by dt of t is 1 and dt. So let's further expand it. T e power minus st divided by minus s minus e power minus st divided by minus s and another minus s. So now we are having 2 times these limits. Okay, so let's simplify it. It will become t e power minus st divided by minus s and minus e power minus st divided by s squared. So we are left with these 2 integrals which we will now put values in. So let's start it from this corner so that we can solve it till the end. So this would become t e power minus st divided by minus s. Here we will put this t equal to infinity. This is for this first part. So we will put infinity and then minus t e power minus s into 0 divided by minus s. And now for the second part, we are having plus, and write these minuses inside these brackets. So the first one would become e power minus s into infinity divided by minus s, and the second would be, इसके साथ एक माइनस आ जाएगा, उसके बाद ये प्लस हो जाएगा. अच्छा, and the second one would be this minus e power minus st divided by s square. So इसमें t हम पुट क्या करेंगे, 0 पुट करेंगे. So यहाँ भी ये माइनस है, तो माइनस डिफरेंस के वजह से वो प्लस हो जाए। तो अगर हम यहाँ पे माइनस पुट करें और यहाँ पे माइनस पुट करें तो फिर यहाँ भी हमारे पास एक माइनस आएगा। So if we put this thing as plus and this thing as plus, so this will also become plus. So this is our equation. Now let's examine this thing. It is e power minus infinity. So e power minus infinity is 1 over e power infinity. So this thing has become 0, and this thing is here t is 0 with it. So this whole equation has become 0 due to this single t. Okay, so we are left only with this third equation and fourth. So if we check this third, it has the infinity, so it is again this condition, so this has become 0 as well. And if we check this one, so this is e power minus st, so we can write it as e power minus s0, which is e power 0, which is 1. So we can write it as 1 divided by s square. So we have concluded that the integral, the Laplace transform of t is 1 over s square. In this particular equation, or we can say that function, we are using some definition of sine omega t, that f of t is e power plus j omega t minus e power minus j omega t divided by divided by 2j. So we will use this equation, and after that what we will do, we will put it in the Laplace transform equation, that is 0 to infinity f of t e power minus st and dt. So we can write it as e power j omega t divided by 2j minus e power minus j omega t divided by 2j e power minus st. So this thing is common, e power, and here we are having a dt. So e power plus j omega t into e power minus st and an integral and a dt, and minus e power minus j omega t e power minus st dt. So this is the integral part which we want to solve. Now if you examine these two parts, it is an e power j omega t and minus j omega t and e power st. So in the previous lecture we have calculated this type of Fourier transform, that if we add two powers with one another having the base of exponent, only then we can add if we have some common base. So this equation for its Fourier would have something like this: 1 over s minus j omega or something. So here we are having this same equation as well, so we can directly put its Laplace transform as it is. Further, if we check this equation, so here we would be having a minus common and 1 over s plus j omega something. So we are having two situations in which we are having s plus j omega and s minus j omega. If we solve this equation, we would get this result, that this j would be cancelled, j square would become minus 1, and this minus sign would be removed due to this phenomena. So I am letting you people to check this thing. It is also available in book in chapter number 13. So I hope that the previous knowledge of lecture, the first part of this lecture, and this assumption that I have made for you people, that you should be converting this sign to this problem, would help you in solving this particular scenario. So you have previously been introduced with the instantaneous equations and the zero conditions and t greater than 0, t less than 0. So let's recall those things. So let's say we are having some inductor in a circuit, and this is, let's say, a circuit that is starting at t equal to 0, and then it is going to open. Let's have some resistance in it as well. So in this particular circuit, this circuit is closed for now, but after some time, after t, when it is greater than 0, this circuit would become open. So for now, we can say that the XL and R has some values, and those values are that XL is 0. It is showing no impedance because this thing is already connected and this current is continued. And this R has a constant value. But what happens if we have some phenomena that this circuit becomes open? So in that case, this inductor would be using its own power to energizing this thing. So for some time we will have that current, and after that the current will die out. So such phenomena are termed as the instantaneous phenomena, in which we add up the net effect and get our result. Similar case can be seen when we use, let's say, a capacitor. In same scenario, let's say we are giving it a step function, so we can write it as 12 u of t. So 12 volt and 12 u of t are same. So here we can say that the voltage across this capacitor is 1 over C I dt, and this thing is I of t, and this thing is R, and voltage across this thing is VR. So total voltage is 12 u of t, and that is equal to I of S into R, and plus I of S, not I of S, just write this thing here. So it would be a Laplace of 1 over C I dt. So what happens if we are having such case? For this particular case, we will have to solve this transform of our Laplace using integrals. So for that, we are having some general rules that in every integration, if we are having some integration, we will add up previous plus next values. So what is the previous values? Previous value are is the value that is inside the circuit from minus infinity till that time. So that is the previous value. So if we check this particular circuit, since it is a DC circuit, this one I am talking about, this one. So since we are talking about DC, so this thing would be 12 volt from 0 minus infinity to 0. Why? Because capacitor will become charged and there would be no current in this circuit. But after we let's say switch it off, so what would happen? This thing might discharge through resistance or some other mean, so we'll have some other condition for this particular case then. So due to this reason, we use this Laplace transform in integral form and in differential form. Conversion is in differential form and integral form. So sorry. So this is the Laplace of first order integral. So whenever we have this thing, we will keep in mind that the initial value, which is the value before the condition has occurred, will also be involved in the solution. So just like the integral, if we have some circuit having a differential equation in it, so we can have such condition in which let's say I'm having the same circuit of capacitor, and it is closing or opening at some time t. So here let's say we are having I of t from start, and its voltage is Vc of t. Here is R, here is 12. So sometime we can write the voltage, we can write the current of capacitor as C dV by dt. And let's say I want to calculate the current in this capacitor after this time t has occurred. So before time t there is some other current, after time t there is some other current. So if we say that this thing is already closed and we want to open it, so before t it is closed. So if it is closed, then there is no current t, let's say less than 0 pen, no current. So we are having an initial condition of I of t less than 0 equal to 0. So we used to put these things in our differential equation based solution to circuits, but here what we will do, we will convert this whole thing to this Laplace transform, and we can directly solve the total current, the complementary and the particular current in this equation. So we can write it as I of S is equal to C S Vs. So this is the function f of s actually. So we converted what? We converted this C to C, this is d by dt to s. It is converted just like the same as an integral dt is converted to 1 over s. So anything, let's say 1, and we want to take its Laplace transform, it will convert to 1 over s. So if we are having a d by dt and we convert it using Laplace transform, it will become s. This is also known as j omega. So j omega d by dt and s are same things. So we have seen that here we are having CSV. So we should be subtracting the initial current from this equation. So it would be minus I of 0 from it. So I of 0 is a constant value. Here it is 0. If it is not 0, it will be some value, but we have to subtract it like this. So we can see that here we are having an f of s, and here we are having a small f of 0. So this is what we are talking about, that if we are having some differential equation, then we should be solving it using this technique. Okay, so these were all about the techniques. Let's move further. So we have studied Laplace transform and the Laplace transform equation.